afternoon, the two of you. So, how was your week?
It's had some highlights, but there was one point in the week where Sandra lost her cool with me.
Lost her cool with you. Can you tell me a little bit more about what that means for Sandra to lose her cool?
Yeah, so Sandra talks to me like she has no respect for for me as her mother, and I just don't understand it. She doesn't have to talk to me this way.
I see. Well, Sandra, what do you think? Do you think you lose your cool around your mother a lot?
Yeah, maybe.
Would you help me understand what losing your cool may look like?
It just looks like me going from 0 to 100 in the blink of an eye. I don't know how she does it, but the next thing I know, I'm just yelling, screaming, and just so angry.
Jacqueline, is this similar to how you experienced the interaction?
Sandra yelling at me and screaming, talking to me this way? Yes, absolutely.
Well, what sort of topics are being conversed that stand out that may make this interaction happen?
I mean, I don't really know. I just know it's very inappropriate.
Sandra?
It can be a series of things.
Well, what made it happen this week?
I don't know. I just think it's stupid and it's just dumb. I know it's stupid, but I can't help it. It's just this power just comes over me, and I don't have control over it. Somehow she just makes me explode.
Well, it seems like this is a very complex issue that I would like to understand better, but it seems like it's kind of complicated to explain. Sandra, I'd like for you to tell me perhaps about what happened the last time you had one of these outbursts toward your mother.
Yeah, the last time, I think I was in my room and I heard my mom call me from downstairs, something she does all the time, but I do too, just not nearly as much as she does. She told me that I needed to clean the dishes, and I yelled okay. But then she told me again, like 3 minutes later, and it's like a fuse just set off inside of me and this rage. And, I just yelled okay back to her, But I feel like she didn't even really give me time, to respond to her. Like my brain couldn't even respond because she told me to do something, and then 3 minutes later she's asking again before I could even get a chance to even get up and do it. And I just feel like I would just like to I was watching a movie, and I just wanted to maybe wait for a second, good part to pause it, and then, so that's one example. And then this other time, we're on the phone sometimes, and she'll just say something out of line, and it just makes me snap. Like, I was teaching her the computer, and it's just really frustrating sometimes because she doesn't listen, or when she tries to talk to me in a normal voice, I'm right in front of her. She tries to talk to me in a normal voice, and she expects me to know what she said or what she's talking about, and I just get so frustrated. Oh wait, I just remembered. This one time we were in the car, and I'm explaining to her what I'm studying, and it's pretty straightforward. It's regular stuff. And the other day I told her the same thing 3 to 4 times, and it was what the purpose of a specific technique that I was studying was. And she starts suggesting things that make no complete sense at all. So I have no clue what she's talking about. And so either she just doesn't listen to what I say, or she just, I don't know, I just feel that I'm not being heard.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing. So you were in your room watching TV or doing something, in your room, when your mother yells at you to do something or talks to you while she's downstairs, and that can set you off. This seems like an everyday kind of occurrence, and it can occur at any time with no warning. Again, thank you for sharing. It sounded like it really bothers you. And now I do have a better understanding of what's going on in this situation.
Yeah, and just to clarify, I don't lose my lid or my cool the first time she asks me to do something. It's all the times that she keeps asking after that. The times I have to keep repeating myself over and over again, and that's when I get frustrated.
Okay. So let's pick one example. Let's choose the most recent, that is the freshest on everyone's memory. So your mother asked you to unload the dishwasher. Okay.
Well, I mean, asking, is it really asking? It's kind of like a request, and then it's like, you should, or blaming me if, you know, I can't do it right when she asks. I don't know, it just makes me get so angry.
Okay. So I hear you're in your room. Your mother asks you to unload the dishwasher. And you respond in a normal tone. But then she asks you again. And it's an accusatory tone, and you get upset, and then you react. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then what do you do, Sandra?
Once the outburst happens, you know, I don't really have any control. It's like I'm on autopilot or something. I don't know. I just react. You know, I only remember on a few occasions where the outburst really continued. But generally, she will say something like, I don't have to talk to her that way, or she'll call me a bitch, or, you know, something, and then I'll feel bad. And then, you know, if we're on the phone, we hang up. If we're in different rooms, if we're in the same room, we might go to a different room. And sometimes I do say I'm sorry right away because I do feel bad. It's just a variety of different things. When we were on the phone one time, I remember she said something back to me that really hurt my feelings so bad that I went to my room and I just cried. And I just got so upset with myself.
Okay. So after you have that outburst, and your mother responds, it makes you feel guilty.
Yes.
But she doesn't care that much. I mean, she keeps doing it over and over again. If you wanted it to change, then you should do something about it.
Well, Mom, maybe I do try, but then you say smart things to me that just make me upset.
Yeah, because you just sit around and you do nothing and say hurtful things to me as your mother, and I don't deserve it. I deserve respect.
I just said I do try, and you say I don't do anything.
Because you don't.
Mom, I'm trying to tell you.
I'd like to stop you right there, maybe hear Jacqueline's side of the story.
Well, I just asked her to clean because she never hears me the first time. So I asked her again, and then she gets mad at me when I ask. And then she yells that she never responded the first time.
So for you, what happens after the outburst?
Well, nothing. I generally tell her that nobody talk to your mother, and it wouldn't hurt to do one thing around the house. And then she either flips out or does what I ask, without speaking to me, or goes back to her room. And she says some pretty hurtful things.
Okay. And how do you feel after the outburst?
My feelings are hurt. But I don't try to dwell on it. I try to move on. I mean, I didn't do anything. I just wish my daughter would respect me. She was always so sweet when she was younger.
Can you tell me maybe about a time before the outburst really started to happen, which may have even around the time they started to happen or something?
Okay, so Emily's always been very helpful when I'm in need. She does care for me a lot and shows that she loves me. She has a big heart. And I mean, I guess when you're in those teenage years, when these outbursts, start to happen, maybe around a year or two ago.
Okay. Okay. So maybe, yeah, it sounds like you were about 16 when this started. Did anything happen around this time that may have caused this behavioral alteration?
No, only that she's a teenager. I remember what it's like though, but I never treated my mother that way. I don't know if she's, using drugs or not. Maybe sometimes, it's because she seems so isolated. Maybe it's because she doesn't have that many friends. And I think she might be a little depressed.
Do you think when she's happier, not showing signs of depression, these outbursts are lessened?
I do actually. When she's happier, we get along so much better.
Sandra, do you agree? When you're in a happy mood, you guys get along better?
Yeah, most of the time, but there are times when we get along so much that it's almost dangerous because we talk to each other a lot, which makes the risk of her saying something to me that pisses me off even more likely. Crazy as that sounds, it's true. I think keep a distance to not hurt her. And when I'm not with her, I just want the connection and be closer to her, but I know how I get, and I don't want to keep hurting her feelings. It's almost like I feel torn. When I'm already mad about something irrelevant, and she asks me the same thing over and over, the same question 3 times, yes, the attitude just pours out, unwillingly. It's hard to control it. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
So it sounds like, Sandra, that you do feel pretty guilty. And Jacqueline, you're wishing you were more respected. It sounds like, Sandra, that you also want respect from your mother, and you both just want a closer relationship, but don't know really how to do that. How long does it take for this problem to go away?
For me, almost immediately.
I think I linger with it, but yeah, it's almost instantly. If it does persist a little bit, it's no more than 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Is it ever resolved?
No.
Could I maybe say something?
Please.
Mom, I've told you this before, how the situation makes me feel. Sometimes it's your tone of voice, and it drives me insane. If you would ask nicely, I'm less likely to react. If I say I will do it at a commercial break, then you have to trust that I will do it. Please don't just keep badgering me about it. It's not what you're asking of me, it's how you're asking it. And Miss Abby, I've told her this before, I've told her this countless times before, and she just doesn't get it. It doesn't stick for her. I'm convinced it's me who will have to change, because my mom just won't. I've seen it too many times, and it just happens too often that I think I really just need to deal with it myself and my emotional reaction, because that's the only thing I really can control. I can't control how she acts, but it's just so hard to do anything when I'm the only one who really can do anything, who doesn't listen to what I say. And I, like I said, I tell her I'm sorry and try to explain with her why I do get so angry with her. And I don't know, I just feel like she treats it as an excuse rather than me trying to get somewhere, so we can have a better relationship. She just dismisses it. And I don't know, I just try to be honest and tell her how it makes me feel, but it doesn't matter to me.
Because it's an excuse. You have to. Yeah. And you do have a choice in the way you person. You're absolutely right.
See? Did you see that? This, something like this, would make me angry, okay? There's no compassion, I don't feel any type of love, she just makes me feel ashamed.
Perhaps the both of you are kind of argumentative.
Thank you. Well, I can be, I will admit. I respond without thinking, and I just say what comes to my mind. I do this, but I always have.
Does it seem more rational or emotional after both of you think about it?
Rational, since I'm asking her to do a chore, or she says I'm asking questions, not getting something, or don't understand what she's explaining. I'm not reacting emotionally. You guys don't understand.
Well, for me it seems rational because I explained the same thing to her 3 times, but yeah, I do act out of emotion.
So after the argument happens, how do you guys reunite?
Well, we end up going out for dinner, or waking up the next day, and drinking for about a couple hours.
Sandra, when the argument's over, what do you do?
I just sit there upset and pissed, and I want to leave and move out. Think about how living at home, makes me feel and how I hate it so much. And I feel bad for treating my mom that way, but then I blame her for her tone. And knowing that's what truly pisses me off. At least I tell her that, but she doesn't think she has a tone, Part of me blames her and her attitude, but then the other part of me thinks I can't change other people. And I can only be responsible for myself. So I put all the blame on myself, and I'm just upset. But there's never any talking about it. We just do what my mother said, act like nothing happened, and I don't know, sometimes I apologize and she accepts it, but that's it. It's just over.
Okay, well, we're almost out of time, but I just want to recap maybe what this situation's about, so you guys have a better understanding when you go home, and it may happen again. So you ask her to do something, like unload the dishwasher, and you say you'll do it in just a moment. She'll ask you again, but you can't really hear her because she's downstairs, and it just kind of sets you off. You want the opportunity to do it, to be responsible to do it on your own. However, you react, it gets loud, you guys kind of fight, you might call her a bitch, and then she feels very guilty, but you're very comfortable with just moving on while Sandra, you're hurting. And you guys just kind of go your separate ways until you reunite, maybe go out to eat, and something else triggers the same reaction. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. We're done.